you have, Emperor? Or should I call you Darth Sidious?
Master Yoda, you survived.
Surprised?
Your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda. Now you will experience the full power of the dark side. I have waited a long time for this moment, my little green friend. At last the Jedi are no more.
Not if anything to say about it I have. At an end your rule is. And not short enough it was. If so powerful you are, why leave?
You will not stop me. Darth Vader will become more powerful than either of us.
Faith in your new apprentice misplaced me be. As is your faith in the dark side of the Force.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. And much mercy and true honors to you, brothers that's in the spirit. And many call, only a few are really chosen. You know, many are teaching, but only a few are chosen. In that clip I played with Yoda, Yoda was an example of the chosen with extraordinary power, you know, which was able to teach Luke Skywalker. But he also warned Luke Skywalker of the dark side, which a lot of our people, they're under the dark side and they're using the power of the Lord for wickedness. And a lot of our people, they're just not right in this time. What I wanted to do is just go into a couple scriptures, because as I've been doing the sit downs over the last couple of days, it's going to the spirit of dividing and separating. That is a major component of the Holy Spirit, separating and dividing. And what you have to understand is the Lord made that parable in Matthew 13, real quick, which I'm going to grab, which is one of my favorite parables, such as the other parable of the kingdom of the Most High. The treasure of the Lord is like is hidden in an open field, and it's precious. That's why the scriptures say 1 man out of 1,000. And you have to keep pointing these things out, because many men will be giving you forms of godliness, but they themselves are not right deep down in the inside. I mean, this truth right here, it takes discipline. You have to listen. You have to learn. A lot of guys are not listening. They're doing what they want to do and what they feel, and they're following their heart. Their heart is wicked and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Because Yahweh Shai, when he was on the scene, he was teaching faith, and faith how to move mountains. Now, when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, he didn't go tit for tat with Peter. You know, Peter didn't sit up and contest the Lord and argue and go back and forth with him. That's that spirit of debate, which I looked up that word debate. That's a spirit of craftiness and guile. You see, so if you're not right, you're not going to be in the right spirit. You're always going to be questioning things. You're going to be questioning men around you, questioning your brothers, questioning yourself. And we're not in that spirit of questioning. You should believe or you don't believe. You know, we don't have time to be in that spirit. And what the Spirit is telling you to get away from everybody that is questionable, that are showing signs of cracking. You know, their armor is cracking, the shield is cracking. When you're at war, sometimes certain soldiers, they shields are crack, and that's not a good sign, because that shield it shields you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab something in Ephesians. That shield it feeds. It shields you from harm. And so, like, if the shield is cracked, then you can't really protect yourself. So a lot of guys, they're cracking. And the thing about it is, guys, the Lord will give you over to a reprobate mind where you really can't even understand the spirit. You can't understand what's going on, and you think everything is all right, but it's not all right. And the spirit gets tired. The spirit is still speaking and warning, but after the second and third ammunition that you let guys know, it's pretty much they're out of it. They're heathens, and they can't understand what's actually going on. And you have to let men be. What we're teaching for in these last days is for the last few to understand that the Lord is not dealing with wide gates. And we're at this time, if you're cracking under all the pressure, you're not stable to be around. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. We're at a point now, like, we shouldn't be fucking up, going back and forth and explaining certain things to men. This is not the time of that. You know, you should be strong in these times, not weak. That means that you really didn't take this thing as serious as you thought you did. Because it's not just about videos, man. It's about getting your fucking self together. And guys didn't take this time to get themselves together. And, you know, we do this thing and we build this thing by faith. And you have to show that faith. You know, you can't give in to the ways of the world. You see what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, certain men are just showing certain signs in these days, and it's a sign of where they're doubtful deep down. You know, they doubtful of themselves, and then they're doubtful of the men around them. So if you're in the spirit of doubt, Just like one example, Apostle Gabari says, well, I hope I'm the elect and I'm hope this. Well, what you got to understand is the elect know they were of the Lord in the Old Testament. Like Moses, he knew the Lord was dealing with him. Elijah, he knew the Lord was dealing with him. Jonah, he knew the Lord had something to do what he had to do. You get what I'm saying? You have to understand that the prophets were in a certain spirit. It wasn't a proud spirit, but they knew the Lord had picked them out to do a certain work. And that's where we're at. And if you're really not in that mind frame, then you're not going to be able to be around a true man of the Lord, because you're going to be doubting. You know, me, I'm not in a doubting mind frame. I know exactly what my mission is. And the spirit is so heavy that the spirit lets you know when the other guys are doubting, when they're not really of the Lord, when guys really don't believe deep down. When certain things come upon them, you should know what to do in certain times. You see? So by you, let's just say you've been preparing and, for this time now. At one point in time, mistakes that you were making, it was acceptable. But now, as we get towards the end and God's still making those same mistakes and showing doubt, you really can't help them, man. You see, that's why it's one man at a time. You have to seek out your own salvation. If men are not really listening, you just, especially like if it's somebody around you that's not listening, you have to get away from them, because it's only so much they can act. And then the spirit could be letting you think, the spirit could tell you things guys don't even fucking see themselves. And shit is not all right. So this thing is about having that shield of faith, knowing the Lord is with you, not hoping I'm of the elect. Oh, I'm doubting. He might not be of the elect. If you're in a mind frame where you're hoping and doubting, you're not even supposed to be doing this work, man, because you're not even confident. You're not confident in yourself, and you're not even confident in the Lord. So it's just a fucking act, like a lot of actors are out there. That's why the Lord the Lord said many was called, but only a few chosen, because only a few are really going to believe. Even the ones that was called, they're going to be like in a doubting fucking spirit. Doubting themselves and then doubting men around them, questioning everything, going back and forth, not just believing, but always questioning shit. This thing is of faith, and I'm going to read this right here. Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. You have to take the armor of faith. That means you really have to have faith, not just like teach about it, and then when certain situations come up, you fail at it. But you're teaching faith, but when certain situations arouse, you fail at it. You really don't have no faith, man. You a hypocrite. You're an actor. We have a lot of actors. Deep down, they don't believe in this truth, but they're acting like they're a man of the Lord. And what's happening is, that's why it's a separation, because a lot of guys that's actually can see what the Spirit is saying, they see guys ain't really of the Lord. And once you see that, you're going to be like, man, I got to get the fuck away from guys. I got to get the fuck away from this guy. Because the key to it, everybody can know the scriptures. You can know all this and know that. But the key is actually understanding the Spirit and how the Spirit is moving. This ain't the time to be doubting and hoping and fucking up and going back and forth, debate and not understanding certain things. The Spirit is moving on. The Spirit's not waiting on you to get right. The Spirit's not waiting on you to stop doubting. The Spirit is going to move. It's just like if you jump in the water and the current is going one way, the current is not going to wait for you to make up your mind and doubt and hope and this. It's not, the water is going to keep moving no matter what the fuck you think you're doing. The Spirit is going to keep moving. The Spirit is going to keep doing and abounding. You see? So we're not in that time of hoping and doubting. If you're a fucking doubter, you're going to doubt by yourself. That's what you're going to do. You see? And at this point, all the things that we teach and we learn, the elect, they're going to be strong. They're not going to be doubting. You see? I've never been a doubter. It's concerning myself is dealing with this truth in the Lord. I always knew the Lord had this something for me to do. And you brothers that really believe and that really have faith, not acting like you have faith. In certain situations happen, you fail. You see, guys are failing, man. They're failing in the last few seconds. This is and you know what? One thing, if you fail and you doubting in this time and you're hoping still, and you don't know that you're of the Lord, then pretty much you're not of the Lord, man. You're not of the Lord. You're not of the Lord. This ain't the time to be going back and forth, questioning this and that. Because if Yahushua was on the scene, guys wouldn't doubt the Lord. They wouldn't question the Lord. So that shows you that guys they don't think of their brother as being something as the Lord. They look at and that's how it's set up. Like the scripture in Deuteronomy, a man should look evil towards his brother. Just like with Yahushua showed miracles and work, and he showed the faith. And a lot of men, they still didn't fucking believe it. They still doubted the Lord. So, like, guys are going to doubt us. Guys are going to second guess us. Guys are not really going to believe in us. So what's happening now, guys that really don't believe in you, you got to get away from everybody. You see? Now, in this situation, like if you just think about the woman, I'm going to just say this. According to Paul in 2 Corinthians, I think 7, he said the unbelieving wife is sanctified for her husband. So the woman don't necessarily have to believe in you and what you're doing. She just has to believe in you and she has to honor you and show respect and reference to you. And that's how a lot of women are going to make it, because not necessarily them believing in the Lord and the Spirit all the way like that, but them just believing in the man of the Lord. See, it's a difference. And so a woman is different from a man. She's the weaker vessel. So she needs to believe on her man, and that she's saved by her man. You see? So there's certain things you can't do. Just like Lot told his wife that they had to leave and not look back. And that bitch looked back. And some things you ain't going to be able to control. But anyway, going back to the point, in this time too, you have to have a shield of faith up and believing in yourself and believing in men around you, certain men. Because if you're around guys that's doubting, you shouldn't be around them. Because at this point in time, if you're doubting and questioning things, and you gotta ask all these questions and not have faith, and you're just full of debate, you're not even of the Lord, man. You're not showing faith. And then, like I said, guys can talk about the Lord all day. They're not really walking it like that. If you have an unbelieving heart and this unbelieving spirit. Ephesians 6:13, and that's what's out there. That's what's out there. That's why the real is being separated from the fake. You see? It ain't about just looking good and saying all the good shit. You really have to believe in your heart. You really have to believe. And if you don't believe on the Lord, certain men, and you're questioning, then yourself, you're questioning the Lord. It's just like if the Lord was here, would you question the Lord? Would you doubt the Lord, what he's saying? A lot of you in the spirit, you really would doubt the Lord. Ephesians 6:13, like guys are doing. Guys are doubting the new covenant. Guys are not exalting Yahushua and the only bridge for salvation. Look at it. If the Lord was the mediator, right? Every subject will be around Yahushua. But that just shows you that men groups and men are fucking corrupt to the core. Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, having all done to stand. So the only way you're going to get through this is really believing. So if you don't believe in the Lord and the Spirit and in his men, then you're not going to be able to stand. You're not, man. And with certain situations and things, sometimes you just got to let the Lord deal with it. You did as much as you could. If a person is not listening or really it's not really registering with him, this probably ain't for him. If you got to keep going back and forth. That's why, what we're speaking is only for a few, the ones that actually have faith. If you're a part of the world and you're doubting and you're doing this truth for the wrong reasons, you're not going to make it. And that's what we're doing. We have to separate ourselves from everything that the Lord is not really of the Lord. Because if you're of the Lord, you're going to believe, and you're going to do certain works that guys are going to know, man, this guy's a true believer. You see? So there's no cracking in the shield of the elect. If you're not the elect, your shield's going to be cracking. Now, Ephesians 6:14, stand therefore having your loins girded about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet should be with preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So, with your faith, you're going to be able to get all the fiery situations. But if you don't have any faith, you're just going, it wasn't a big deal. I did this. So that's showing you really don't have no faith if guys are not getting through those fiery darts. If Satan is throwing darts at you and you're really not having no faith, then you're not really of the Lord. You're not really a believer. Because as we know, like the Whitegate and a lot of guys that's out there, they're not of the Lord because certain men around them, they've made deals with Satan. Now, with the Whitegate, not everybody's made deals with Satan, but you're affiliated with guys that made deals with Satan. So what's that make you? That makes you with Satan. Hey, the scripture said if you join hand with the wicked, you're not going to go unpunished either. The wicked ain't going to go unpunished. You're wicked. The scripture say if the leader's wicked, then everybody's wicked. So the more chances of you being around the wide gate, right, for say, them are more chances for Satan and you to get caught up. Now, like I say, not everybody signed a deal and agreement with Satan in the group. But if you're in a group and your leaders are men high up, they're in a covenant or agreement with Satan or Esau, then everybody's going to be destroyed because they're following that vibration of Esau. And what we're seeing in these last days, which is heavy, is guys are not following the spirit. It's the spirit is saying one thing and groups is saying other shit. Guys want to talk about Esau all day, and the spirit is not really focused on Esau like that. It's not even about the Lord. So guys are totally fucking backwards right now. Ephesians 6:16, above all, taking the shield of faith, where ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And that's how you're gonna get out of this, by your fucking faith and your shield. So like if you're slipping and you're not showing faith like that, and you're teaching all this shit, then that makes you a fucking hypocrite. Because at this point now, yeah, we was at a point where we made mistakes and we had to learn this, we had to learn that. But now this ain't the time for that shit. So if you're fucking up now, you might not even be of the Lord, bro. And that's what it is. Ephesians 6:17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. You can't just teach this thing. You have to live it. So that's why, like, the scripture says, having your loins girded about with truth and the breastplate of righteousness. And it says, above all, taking the shield, above all, Ephesians 6:16, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you should be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So with your faith, you're able to get through situations. Not by your own mind, but having faith in the Lord. Be like, no, I can't go that route. Let me have faith in the Lord and it'll work out another way. Now, Yoda, on the other hand, he was a spiritual master. So he had the force with him because he had that faith locked. So he was able to move things. He was able to fight. He had that strength like he taught Luke Skywalker. He taught Luke Skywalker. You see? So it's heavy because it's real spiritual, because Yoda is a good example of how you could be powerful in the spirit. The masters and the elite, the elect, they will be like on a Yoda level. They will be masters. And they will be fighting the fight of faith on a higher level. So as like somebody like Yoda and like us brothers that's on higher levels, we don't have time to deal with guys, low level guys that can't get their shit together, man. We don't have time for that, to be going back and forth and arguing with you, and you don't really believe well, if you don't believe what brothers got to say, you know, what's going to happen is the spirit is going to get you away from that guy, because he's just showing a lack of faith. He has a doubting spirit on him. You can't be around guys that's doubting. These groups, for example, they doubt that we're in the new covenant. So the new covenant, it takes faith for you to actually understand that agreement and the Lord that the Lord brought, the new commandments that you had to obey. That takes faith, and the Lord showed you it was all about faith. You had to have faith to move mountains. So Ephesians 6:16, and above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So it's about you having faith in the Lord. Let me read this real quick. This is Matthew 14:23. And when he had sent the multitudes away. See, look, the Lord was in the spirit of separating. I mean, he talked to many, but only a few are really going to get it. You see, we're in the time now where these guys, they're trying to teach to the world. They're teaching to the world for views, clout, and subscribers. Totally backwards of what's happening. Matthew 14:23. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening is come, he was there alone. So the Lord was always alone. The prophets got to a point they had to be alone. But going back to this point of faith, the Lord was teaching you to have faith in him. By you believing in him, then you'll be able to do certain things. Guys are not able to do certain things, and they slip and they fall at certain times because they're not built up in the Lord. You see, they're not really believing in the Lord like that. And guys can act like you're in the Lord, but really when the situation happens, you really don't have faith in the Lord like that. Matthew chapter, and that's what it's all coming down to. And the wide gate is not teaching the covenant. You need the Lord to be in that agreement with you. And even certain guys that believe in the covenant, they're not in the right spirit, because it's a lot of pressure. That pressure is being purified in those fiery darts. And these are things to test you to see if you actually have faith. And you may slip and fall at certain places you thought you had faith, but really you don't have enough faith. And the Lord is showing guys that. It's just really showing it right now. You see? This right now, we're at war. You know, we're on the battlefield, we're fighting, and guys are looking back. As we're moving forward, fighting, guys are looking back like, oh, I want to go back here. I left something. That's what spirit guys are in. Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed. So guys have an unbelief, and then they can't really put everything on the Lord and really have faith in the Lord, you know, because guys are still in the flesh. So if you have faith in the grain of the mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. It says nothing should be impossible if you have faith. That means you have to believe in the Lord in the covenant. You really have to believe. If you really don't believe in the Lord in the covenant, then you're not in the spirit in these last days. You're not. It's just an illusion you think you're in the spirit. But then when certain things happen, you're falling. You're falling. And you think you're in the spirit, but you're not, because you're not looking at this thing through faith. So a lot of guys that's in the wide gate too, they're falling because their whole thing is doing what the wide gate does. And the Lord tells you, he sent the multitudes away. Let me read this again. Matthew 14:23. And when he had sent the multitudes away, this ain't got nothing to do with every fucking body out there. It doesn't. Everybody out there is not in the spirit of the Lord. That's the wide gate that's going to have you lost. Matthew 14:23, and when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray, and when the evening is come, he was there alone. This is that time. If you're around multitudes and guys and men and they don't really believe like that, they just putting a fucking act on, you got to depart from them. Because the Lord said you have to have faith. Matthew 17:20, and Yahushua says to them, because of your unbelief. So a lot of guys, they're going to doubt. I mean, you had doubting Thomas, but I would say for even in this right now, you want to be strong in the belief of Yahushua and his true men. You can't be in the mode of doubting. You can't. The scripture even says, if you doubt, you're fucking damned. So only a few are of the faith like that really like believe in the Lord like that, man. You know, slipping and falling. Like, you think Yoda, even like in that fight with that demon, Darth Vader, you know, he fell and things like that. But it's like certain things on certain levels, you're not gonna do certain stupid ass things. Like the Yoda, he had the force behind him. And by you having the force behind you, you're gonna have to fight wickedness and evil. But for guys that are slipping in the spirit, that just ain't right in the spirit, you got to separate yourself from them. And it's so heavy that guys are not even in the spirit enough to see that they not even in the spirit. Like all these guys in these groups and certain guys, they think they're in the spirit, but they can't even see what the spirit is actually doing. So it's actually heavy like that. So Matthew 17:20, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you should say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Right. So you know the Lord's going to take care of what it is at the end of the day. And the Lord, it's heavy because you have 144,000. They're going to have that faith like that, like to really know the Lord. Matthew 21:21, and Yahushua answered unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not. This ain't a time to be doubting. Yeah, we know doubting time is in there. But this ain't a time to be doubting. Because that means you doubt Yahushua, you doubt the covenant, you doubt this whole thing, you doubt yourself. And I don't want to be around doubters at all. I'd rather be by myself. You see? You see? It says, verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done unto the fig tree, but also you have to say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and it shall be done. So whatever obstacle you think is like, oh, it's so much, you have to like leave your faith to the Lord, and you have to believe in the Lord, man. That's what times we're in. And if you really don't believe in that and you just doing what you want to do and you slipping and you fall into Satan, that's on you. That's not on us. We have to be in line with the spirit. That means we have total faith in the spirit. So if you're not really in line with the spirit, you're not really going to have faith like that in the spirit. And the world doesn't. The world, these camps, groups, churches and all that, they're doing their own thing. Like these churches in the world, you go to a church, all they doing is singing and dancing. That is not what the Lord is talking about, just singing and dancing and talking about bullshit. It's heavy topics that the Lord is speaking through the spirit, which in these times you really got to believe and you got to separate yourself. You see? Just like these fucking camps and these groups, they're talking about all this other shit. And where's the faith at? Where's your Yahushua? Where's understanding that new covenant? Where's glorifying the covenant that the Lord brought when he died? When he died on the cross, he brought new commandments in the new covenant, which you don't have to fucking wait on the body for. That's why we see that everybody's fucking carnal. This world's carnal. It's under the vibration of Esau. That's why they talk about Esau so much. Because Esau is not even in the spirit. He could show you like certain things of how the spirit works, but for him being in the spirit, he's not in the spirit. Like he can show you the force in Star Wars, but he don't even understand that force himself because he has never had the spirit on him. He's always been in the spirit of Cain. And that's what's out there in the world. You got to get away from the spirit of the world in Cain and Esau. That's what these groups, if they're the Y gate, then they have Esau in there. So they're under the spirit of Esau, really, with a twist of Yahushua in it. But the spirit is heavy on separation and believing in the Lord and seeing this thing through the spirit. If you really can't read the spirit in these times and you teaching and doing all this shit, you're not going to make it. Because you're not reading what the spirit is saying. Because guys do lessons on what they want to do. They're not doing lessons on what the spirit is saying. That's what I'm saying. And the Lord showed you in what time before he went on the cross and the mode that he was in, he showed you how to see the spirit and how to see guys. Matthew 22:14, for many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 9:37, then saith he to his disciples, the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. So now when you go to Matthew 13, this is what time we're in. Knowing that there's only a few laborers, you don't want to be around a lot of motherfuckers. It's just as simple as that. That means everybody's not a laborer. If the Lord said that the laborers are few, but the harvest is plenty, that means a lot of motherfuckers out there. That's why Yahushua is the key to understanding this whole truth. Not Russia, not Esau, not the EU, not the laws of Moses. The laws of Moses, yeah, they're there for you to understand. But even Moses himself, he knew that the Spirit was going to bring something else. The Spirit brought John the Baptist. John the Baptist even said that the Lord was going to come and baptize you with fire. That means that the Spirit that the Lord was going to bring, it was going to be over everything you've learned in the scriptures so far. So Yahushua is over everything you've learned in the scriptures, you understanding him. So if you really don't understand him, then you can't really have faith in him. You can only fake it like it. And the Lord is chopping guys down. It's not really of him. Matthew 13:30. Let both grow together into the harvest, and in the time of the harvest shall the reapers gather together the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So the harvest is the end of the world. That's what the focus is. So this is major separation. And you have to have that high level faith. If you really don't have that high level faith, then you're not of the Lord. You're not, man. You got to have some faith in the Lord. You get certain situations happening right now. You got to leave it to the Lord and know the Lord to get you through it. But if you make a carnal step and you're really not understanding the Lord, then you're not even understanding what the Spirit is saying. And in this time, like the harvest is plenteous and the labors are few, the harvest got a lot of guys out there teaching the scriptures, but only a few guys that really understand the Spirit. Separation. Shalom.